I found out that my husband is sleeping with my friends because they have something that he desired that I can never fulfill. Now he's screwed. I honestly never expected to post here because my husband and I have a great relationship. Of course, I can't say we haven't had our occasional bumps, but it's honestly a dream come true all the way through. Our wedding was April 2021, and we both cried like babies that day, and since then the sailing has been smoother than soap. This afternoon, he and I came home after a little lunch outing with our newly engaged friends Kai and Marie. It went great, but it was just another outing, nothing special. We live in a super tiny apartment, and so he showered first while I got the leftovers into the fridge and stuff. I went in after him, finished my shower, and put some lotion on my palm. I accidentally squeezed too much and dabbed some of it away. After I rubbed it on my face, I still had some of the leftovers on my finger, and I did exactly what any perfectly sane person would do. On my thumb, I whipped up a little smiley face and some spiky hair to create Lotion Man. I came out of the bathroom, giggling about it, and said something along the lines of, "Hey, look, it's Lotion Man." He didn't really react, he just looked at my hand and blinked at me. I honestly was just goofing around and started making a silly voice and saying some random poop sprinkled with some inside jokes. I blabbed for about a minute before he just up and left. I was, of course, completely oblivious as he grabbed some of his poop, and I just was smiling and asking where he was going in kind of a playful way. He has a huge truck and we'd just returned from a trip, so he has enough stuff to last him weeks, so it didn't really dawn on me that he was leaving until he drove away. I honestly feel like Boo Boo the fool for making such a stupid joke and then letting him leave just like that. I texted him a few times and he's just said that he's thinking about things and that he's at his brother Tyler's place. I've been texting him nonstop, but he hasn't responded or even read any of it. He also sleeps really early, so I doubt I can get in contact with him anytime soon. His brother isn't responsive either, so I'm just leaving my phone on the nightstand and holding my breath. I don't think it's really dawned on me yet. I stared blankly at the door for like 10 minutes before I got off my ass and actually tried contacting him. I've been with this man for years and I'm always cracking cheesy jokes. I feel stupid and like poop for making Lotion Man and continuing after no response instead of just shutting up and accepting that I'm unfunny. At the same time, I'm just confused. He's never been at this point even in our rougher patches. The worst we've done is just take breaks from intimacy or just talk to one another a little less. I'm all for giving him space, but I can't say I'm not hurt he's just leaving. And the process of divorce is just so. I don't even want to think about this anymore. Was making Lotion Man as big of a mistake as I think it was? Any advice on getting him back home? Update 1. My husband came back the other day. He apologized and said he was ready to talk to me. I obliged. I tried my best not to be all over him, but quite frankly I missed this man so damn much. He's my husband after all. He told me the following. I mentioned previously that we went out with our two newlywed friends Kai and Marie. We did have some quality time with all four of us, but often one or more people were missing from the table, considering it was a fusion buffet and the food was amazing. Apparently, my husband and Marie grabbed some food at some point. Or maybe before we left, since I know I was talking to just Kai for a while before they appeared and we got to the car. Whatever it was, they were alone together. Marie, the fiancée, told my husband that when Kai proposed, she realized she was in love with him, though she accepted Kai's proposal and tried to put her feelings to rest by organizing a lunch out. Though apparently, she was charmed or some bullshit because she asked him to run away with her. I don't know, but she wanted him to leave me and be with her. Now, Marie is honestly gorgeous, which I hate to say because I'm so pissed off with her. She's the typical blonde, blue-eyed, skinny pageant girl who looks like Emma Watson. I'm not. My husband gently turned her down and wished her all the best. But he says he had her on her mind for a while, and when I showed him Lotion Man, it all exploded inside him. I had a hair towel and some crappy old clothes on and I was giggling over a stupid thing, and apparently, my immaturity ticked him off over however the hell Marie was. He got sudden cold feet about our relationship and left for his brother's place. He eventually returned and said he loved me all over again. I was frozen in shock and asked some questions before asking him to sleep on the couch at least for that night. He did, and it didn't really help me sleep. I can't believe it, honestly, that he was considering SHing away all of our relationship for a crush. The more I think about it, the less I can look him in the eye. We went to Thanksgiving lunch together with some of his family plus some close friends, and we spent last night together, so I think he thinks he's in the clear. I can't lie and say I'm not considering just forgiving and forgetting though. He came home from work about 6 hours ago and I don't know what to do next. I have off today, so I'm considering either A, contacting Kai and telling him about what his fiancée is up to. My husband begged me not to as Marie was apparently making a spontaneous mistake. B, contacting Marie and chewing her out for trying to fuck up my relationship or having a civil conversation. C, contacting Tyler, his brother, and asking if he left the house at some point, though I doubt I'll get anything out of him. D, all of the above. Update 2, when my husband came home we had a conversation. He essentially said the same story and he told me he was open to my marriage counseling suggestion. I hugged him and did the laundry, so I indirectly forgave him, in his eyes at least. We haven't set boundaries with our phones like we know each other's passwords and everything, but he would get suspicious if I was just scrolling around on it. So instead, I agreed to meet up with Kai first. A lot of you guys were concerned that he would tell Marie and everything would implode, but Kai is a big gym nut and I've been wanting to go recently, so I said it as casually as possible, using it as an excuse. He agreed. The next morning, I met with Kai. I sat down with him and told him all I knew. Yes, I cried like a baby. Originally, Kai was rigid and tried to poke holes in what I was saying with a few gotcha questions before he, too, broke down. Marie didn't tell him a word. That was a big red flag on its own. I then went to Marie with Kai. A few Redditors told me to be as discreet as possible, so, as a suggestion, I blurted to her, "I know everything." She played dumb at first and then eventually broke. You all were right. Marie trying to settle her crush was a bullshit story. My husband approached her. She told me that he asked her if before she sealed it with Kai if she wanted to have a night with him and another woman. Here's the kicker, Marie said yes. But wait, I hate to say it, but that's not all. Apparently, Marie has been cheating on Kai for a while, with men and women. And my husband has also been cheating frequently. They covered for each other and occasionally met up. At the last moment, she declined because she wanted to be loyal to Kai now that they were engaged, and he got all pissed off for a while before saying he was just locked in his apartment now. Cue me showing him Lotion Man. He snaps and gets out of there. Kai and Marie are both arguing, in tears, and red at the face. I told them sorry that I butted into their relationship and that I'll handle my husband myself. I found Tyler before the sunset. He told me, yes, his brother stopped by, but only around 11 p.m. He left at around 8. So those 3 hours went fug all. Tyler told me that he was angry and didn't tell him anything. I then tell him some context and he says that maybe he was driving around for a while. It doesn't sound like my husband to drive as relief, but I'm willing to look into it since the future was already looking pretty fucking bleak. I went home. I googled something on my husband's phone. Instead, I was just checking if any of them had contacted him. Nothing, thankfully. I would have gone into more depth but that would have to wait. Instead, I tried to keep him busy for the day. Remember how I said he sleeps really early? Well, that worked in my favor. Took his phone that night while he was snoring his ass off. Ran into a million dead ends. I knew I was missing something but couldn't find it. Finally, I opened his hidden photos. Kaboom! His story explodes to pieces. What did I find? Nudes. Nudes. More nudes. Even more nudes. All of one girl. Not me, shocker. But not Marie either. I don't recognize her. Let's call her Allison, considering Allison was my second grade best friend who was actually a snake. She's absolutely gorgeous. Red hair, hourglass figure, you name it. I'm obviously broken. I traced her back to a contact. I feel sick. There it is, an affair. He's been contacting her since February, days before I surprised him with a Valentine's thing that I had been using up my paychecks for and thinking I was the luckiest woman alive. It fucking sucks. I can't even read more. But I thought through it. Then, I hit it on November 3rd, 2 days after the last nude. She's pissed off. She found out he was married all along. She was in love with him. I would feel bad for her, but she didn't even bother trying to contact me out of love. Ergo, hubby has a genius idea. He tells Allison that he'll bring his wife over to a hotel to show that his wife doesn't care about the affair. Sound familiar? So I assume when Marie cancelled, there was nothing he could do. He became whiny and begged her to come. He told Allison that there was an inconvenience and they'd meet up another day. Then the Lotion Man. He got pissed off at me and left. I don't know what he did after that, but whatever it was, he wasn't with either of them. Then he went to Tyler's place, slept it off, and came back afterward. I'll spare you the details. But I couldn't even pretend to like him anymore after I found that out. I brought Kai and Marie over the following day. He started fucking blubbering and tried to deny it all before eventually admitting he was into redheads and it was the one desire of his I couldn't fulfill. Even I could see past his bullshit saying that he loved only me and that being with Allison/Marie only made him love me more. I just said fuck it and packed my stuff. He got more desperate but even I, the girl who was honestly infatuated with him, knew it was over. He technically owns the apartment so I had to leave. Now, I'm staying with Kai. He's as hurt as I am. I feel for him too. His wife was his world. We were hugging and crying for a while, ranting about God knows what, just trying to get ourselves together to be honest. He tried to lighten the mood by making lunch and it was really nice. He's a wonderful cook. I showed him the other 2 posts and he got a kick out of some of your comments, haha. As far as I know, my soon-to-be ex-husband is with Marie for now. I don't care about either of them and honestly, it's kind of therapeutic just having some sort of closure and not walking on eggshells like I have been for the past few days. Kai and I are going to the gym tomorrow to do some relaxing yoga and hopefully figure out what to do next. We've both taken off from work. I'm sorting out my finances and hopefully, I should get the ball rolling to finally split from my husband and be able to call him my ex. I'm still so frazzled. I have at least half a dozen pictures of him and me on my desk, and our wedding picture is on the lock screen on almost all of my devices. I know my students will notice his sudden disappearance from my life, and I'll have to tell them that the guy I've been raving about for the past forever is divorcing me. I'll have to tell all my family and friends. Kai is my rock in this whole thing, and we'll eventually have to part ways, which hurts me because he's honestly my number one support system in all of this. Living arrangements, actual divorce costs, law stuff, therapy. Sigh. I still have a lot to go through.